I am awake. It is 4:28 a.m. on May 20, May 23rd, 2005. I'm recording this because I woke up at about 1:20 and have not been able to go back to sleep. And I'm going to blame the dream I had. I used to record my dreams, and so I'm going to do it again. I was asleep, and in my dream I was driving, I think, to work. And I had some car driving behind me very quickly and like riding my tail, even though there was all kinds of other places they could have been, all kinds of room on the road. And still they were riding my tail. And it was a male driver, and he was like on top of me. So I just, do what I do. I set cruise control at what I felt was a comfortable speed for what I should be driving where I was, and just let them ride my tail and was just cautious. And I'm kind of perusing the road and the sides of the road while I was doing it, and I see this carriage moving down the sidewalk on the side of the road, which I thought was unusual. And then I saw this large poodle dog come up behind it and pick up what looked like a detachable part that would have a baby in it off the front of it and move it to the back, and then put its paws on the back of the stroller and continue to push it down the road. And I decided to pull over. I felt like if there was a baby in there, that it was not okay, and I should check. So I did that. I just kind of slowed down and stopped, and the guy behind me actually slowed down and stopped, even though there was another lane to pass by through. And I got out and I went over, and I'm like, hey, trying to get somebody's attention. Is there a baby in there? There were people unloading their car, and they kind of looked over at me and just kept unloading their car and did not respond. So I went over to check and see if there was a baby in that detachable part, and there wasn't. It was just light. And the dog got down, and then I don't remember if the dog then became a child, but then there was no dog, and there was a young boy that was 7 or younger. And he kind of took off, and I think he was talking to me a little bit. I can't remember, but I remember him leading me. Oh, I think he said he knew whose dog it was, or whose baby it was, or whose stroller it was, or something. And I'm like, okay, can you tell me where they live so I can talk to them or take this back to them? And he said, no, but I can show you. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, I am late for work. My car's sitting in the middle of the street, but okay. So he takes me by the hand and he leads me down the street about 2 houses, up somebody's driveway, which I'm nervous about, and then over somebody's fence, which is not any better, through somebody's backyard, through like a alleyway between 2 houses, like a sidewalk through there, but it wasn't necessarily one person's or the other. They both would use it, kind of feel to it. And then in somebody's side door. And I thought that was strange. But he brought me into the house. And I just had this feeling that this was not his house, but he does this regularly. And I said, is there anyone living here with you? No. So anyway, I spent some time with this boy that seemed homeless or orphaned, like he lived in this house. It wasn't entirely abandoned, though. You could tell it was lived in. It was warmer in there than it was outside. And there was electricity in the house. There seemed to be somebody that lived there that smoked. There was a faint smell of cigarette in the house. And then I said, so no one's going to be home soon? No. Like, okay, Anyway, I spent time talking with him, and I said, I really have to go. I have to get to work. And I left my car out in the street, and it's not okay to leave it like that. He's like, okay. And he just seemed to want somebody to be there with him. And then I noticed some lady coming up to the front. I was getting ready to leave, and I saw some lady coming up to the front, getting ready to come in. And I said, "Is that your mom?" "No." "Does she live here?" "No." "Should we leave?" He's like, "No, it's okay." I should probably leave, or at least make it clear that this boy led me here and I'm not trying to invade your house if this is your house. But the lady came in and wanted to have a smoke and sit down, and she was totally cool with me being there. Again, claimed she didn't live in the house, but it was a friend's, and the friend was okay with her staying there. I don't know, it was just a weird dream. I never made it back to my car. I woke up before that. I think I woke up as I was trying to leave the house and thinking maybe I didn't want to leave any fingerprints behind. But I think it was hyper realistic. It was, a lucid dream, as most of my dreams are. And it's been on my mind about this poor orphan boy squatting in somebody's house. So I don't know. I just decided to record it so that it's off my mind, I guess. And it was interesting enough, I thought I'd share.